I have a question for you, but then if you have let's talk about work. If you have a team with people that are willing to work or
Mm-hmm.
they're emotionally mature to realize like, okay, we need to get this better. I want to work on it. It's easier than if you have someone that is not aware in your team that that person like needs to how can I say, they need self-awareness first, right?
Yes.
How do you deal when you have a person in your team that doesn't have any awareness, any control of their emotions, so it becomes difficult to have a healthy professional relationship? What's your tip to
That
deal with that
can
situation?
be really difficult. And I love
Yes.
the question because a lot of times I will, get a call and a request and like, I have a problem employee. Can you come in and work with this one employee? And my answer is no. And here's why I will not come in and just work directly with that one employee. First of all, as a business owner, if you look at your return on investment in training, you get the highest return on your investment from your top performers. So if you're going to put money into training, do it with your entire team. I believe that training should be a reward, not a punishment, right? And the trying to train one person individually to have self-awareness is tough. And the thing is that it's also not really setting that person up for success, but bringing them in and working as a whole team, their behavior is impacting everybody else as well. So it's not just a learning curve for them to have awareness. They might be a little further down the path in terms of things to learn than the rest of your team, but working together as an entire team, even if you do this on your own, as your own, if you're a salon owner or a barbershop owner, or you work with other independent people and you decide to just sit down and work through it on your own, there's a lot you can do on your own. But do it as a team because everybody else is struggling to deal with this person's behavior as well. And there's an opportunity for them to learn how to speak up in ways that are kind and compassionate, just like you two described, of like, I don't like this, right? A lot of times that's the great opportunity of just telling people, I don't like this. And sometimes that's a big shock, right? Of like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for a long time. And if everyone starts telling this individual, like, I don't like this,
Do you believe this is hard for people to say, I don't like what you're doing, what you're saying, what I don't like this? It's hard
it
for
can
people saying,
be,
express themselves?
yeah. And there's a reason for that because for the most part, if you look at kind of how businesses and management techniques evolved in this country, a lot of officers came out of the military during wartime and went in to start businesses, right? And went into executive and leadership positions. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's amazing. And over time, what happened is the communication and the leadership styles became less,
Yeah.
they're not really
More
that
narrow.
diversified.
Yeah.
So what happened is it kind of became our culture of like, oh, leave your emotions at the door, right? Versus, oh, let's talk about stuff. So now we're just in this whole revolution of, people opening up their own businesses, having their side hustle. The awareness of us societally, I feel like, is really increasing. And with
It
all the
does.
things that are happening around us, it's no one can get away from it now. No one can get away from the conflicts. No one can get away from all of this stuff has piled up because we just weren't talking about it. And now we
True.
know like the price we pay if we don't talk about stuff, it's not going to get resolved. It's only going to get worse and it's only going to get harder to deal with. So